Hello everyone, I'm DeAngelo with S Entertainment, and this is your video review of White Knight Chronicles by Level 5. In December of 2008, the developer of such quality titles like Dark Cloud, Rogue Galaxy, and even some of the Dragon Quest games, Level 5 released their newest title, White Knight Chronicles, in Japan. Just over a year later, North America received the game in February 2010. It's an epic game, perhaps not at first glance, but hidden underneath the core game, a huge community and, arguably, a wealth of replay value lie in wait. Was White Knight Chronicles worth the wait, or would it be better if Level 5 kept the game overseas? In the Kingdom of Balandor, Princess Cisna is about to partake in her coming-of-age banquet. As a way of breaching the unsteady peace between nations, her father has invited a neighboring lord to join the festivities. However, peace is a difficult thing to find when the hearts of darkness prefer war. You play as several characters throughout the game, including one that you create from scratch. However, the main focus of the story is on a youth named Leonard, who works at a wine shop in the castle town. He, together with the created avatar, is to deliver the wine to the castle for the royal event, a seemingly innocuous task. However, not all is as it seems. Leonard and his friends crash the coming-of-age party just in time to see a giant monster attack the nobles who are present. The king is slain and Leonard whisks Cisna away to safety, into the cellars of Balandor Castle. There, they find the White Knight, sealed away by a complicated magic. Somehow, though, Leonard and Cisna find a way to reveal the White Knight's secrets, and Leonard ends up donning the mighty armor to save his friends and the princess. The events that follow lead into a brewing war, where Cisna is at the forefront. Leonard and his allies must move quickly to make sure that she is protected, all while helping to keep Balandor safe. The story seems as if it's been done before, and almost feels as if it's borrowing from Star Wars at certain points. In spite of this, however, it's still interesting to play through. The pacing in the beginning is decidedly slow, however. And the avatar that you create feels like a lackluster addition to the narrative. Whenever he or she is indicated in the story, they reply without words, and their gestures make them feel fairly awkward. The game is a turn-based RPG mixed in with real-time movement. You can fully navigate the field, but a circular time meter denotes when you can use your abilities and attacks. Each of your characters has a variety of weapons and magic paths to explore, which help to develop new skills and augment their abilities. You gain points to distribute to your paths through leveling up, and gain access to new skills once you learn whatever ones are available at that time. Equipment has a similar, if simpler, enhancement system. In the field, you find synthesis materials that you can use at a shop to add more functionality to your gear, whether it's an increase to damage or an elemental property. While overloaded with tons of content, White Knight Chronicles sadly does not adequately explain everything. For instance, only through personal trial would you come to the understanding that the weight of your armor directly affects how quickly you can attack in battle. The slow pace of the game carries over to the combat as well. Some battles with terribly easy enemies can end up lasting a very long time, just because of the way the numbers break down. White Knight Chronicles is a beauty to behold. Character models have the distinctive Level 5 look, and the environments, whether you're in a town, the plains, or a dungeon, look absolutely stunning. However, not all is spotless within the game. The lip syncing is particularly daunting, and I find it hard to believe it was even a passable effort in Japan. The areas are immense, which wouldn't be bad, except that there are hardly any landmarks to help you find your way from one end of the battlefield to the other. Instead, you'll spend an awful lot of time looking at your map. And since there is no real pause button, you risk being attacked while you're trying to catch your bearings. The music and sound are very fitting. When introduced to new areas, there is almost a Dark Cloud vibe, which should feel very familiar to fans of that series. The music associated with battles and events really add to the atmosphere as well. The voice work can be either good or bad depending on who you're listening to. Some of the character work is stellar, while some of the others are practically cringeworthy. If you can overlook that, though, the presentation doesn't have too many faults.
Are you certain we should proceed with
the main draw of White Knight Chronicles is its online component. Players can use their created avatar to team up with other people in subquests that don't directly affect the main story, though they can use their leveled up avatars to boost their party in the single-player mode. When online, the game almost feels a little like Diablo, because you keep trying to find the next piece of equipment or synthesis material to help you strengthen your character enough for the next mission. In addition to the online combat, White Knight Chronicles online servers, called GeoNet, allow people to come together in a kind of integrated social networking hub that meshes with the game by allowing characters to harvest material for synthesis. This borrows a little bit from the Dark Cloud dioramas in that you can customize your town to your heart's content. It seems like Level 5 was almost working with the Frankenstein monster with this title. It's a little bit of so many things, from Final Fantasy to Diablo to Dark Cloud. However, it's the way that the developer seamlessly mixed the ideas together that cements White Knight Chronicles as a worthy buy, or at least something that you should give a long look at. While the game's online component and slim single-player campaign may not be for everybody, it's sure to keep the smiles on some faces for a fairly long time. That's Entertainment awards White Knight Chronicles a score of 8.5 out of 10.
You can't go in there.
What's wrong with one quick peek?